pictures with all his old movie star friends and the people that he interacted with, and some were closer friends than others. And that was a lot of fun to look at those pictures. And yet I have to tell you, the people that he loves, the people he cares about, the people that make a difference in his life are the people in this room and the people in the video. And he has fond memories of Carl Malden and Michael Douglas, and I don't want to name them, but we went through these pictures, and we had so much fun looking at those pictures too. Closest we got to a movie star here was Gordon, and we loved that he came. But I got to tell you, it was fun to think about that and reflect on how much more important in our lives the people who love us, the people who spend time with us are. So that was something I wanted to share with you. But we really appreciate everybody being here, and hope we'll have a minute to enjoy each other's company later after we break. And then tonight, for those of you who can come to the campfire, we want to have a good time with everybody. So thank you for being here. What I'm going to do is they're going to serve cake, and while that's all going on, if anyone would like to come up, and I'm welcome, if anybody wants to come up and say anything, I know a few of you have a great story to tell, or there's something you want to say, and I'm hoping it's going to be really, really funny and light, so that when he comes up, I won't have to come up with him, because he's crying. But he does cry, but he's also a pretty funny guy. I asked him, you know, one thing you might want to say is, how'd you live to be 80 and you're healthy? And he says, I forget what he said, but it was funny. Something like, because I'm a hellion, or I'm something, I can't remember what it was. So maybe he can express that to you when he comes up, but we're going to have him come up at the end. So if anybody wants to say anything, your mic. Meanwhile, we'll be serving cake.
Oh no, Mom.
I couldn't sleep last night because I was trying to think of my dad and when we all grew up. And some of the things Bobby said I'm going to agree with.
Some.
But I do remember I was thinking of all the things that I learned from my dad. And I think that me and Bobby and Jennifer really did learn how to work hard in our family. And I just remember Saturday mornings and how we did not want to be sitting down or sleeping in. Because if Dad was coming in the front door, I knew how to work it, so I never was upset with me because I would stand up. Like, I'm working. You know, I think sometimes, you know, you'd say like to my brother, oh, there is one leaf left out on the lawn. I mean, and our house, I mean, my dad takes such pride. He taught us how to take care of things and take pride in what we have, whatever it was. I remember one time polishing chrome on the boat or something, the wheels, and washing the car with him, and him telling me, now, you always dry inside the doors. Always dry inside the doors. And now when I wash my car, I remember, you know, dry inside the doors. And then the next thing I remember is as we got older, and I didn't know my dad like I know my dad now. I think growing up little as a teenager and him being gone so much, sometimes I was even uncomfortable. You know, anyway, but with everything else that we've gone through, I've gotten to know my dad very, very well. And one thing I remember is when I was going to have Ryan, one in the red shirt over there, and it was under interesting circumstances, and I just remember my dad rushing home from work every night and just looking over the cradle and so excited to have his first grandchild. And gosh, what are other things I want to remember? When I think of my dad, I think of movies and popcorn, and I think of Christmas and how he could just be Santa without wearing a suit. We'd all be trying to sleep in, and he'd have the Christmas music cranked so loud that nobody could sleep. And he'd be like, turn the music down, because we were mean teenagers. And he'd be all jolly walking around and so happy about Christmas. He's always loved Christmas. And I think the biggest thing that I learned from my dad was that family is the most important thing. We always did everything as a family. My mom and dad probably went on very few vacations ever by themselves. We all went together. It was crazy. We went on boat trips. they would come home from work my dad would probably get home at midnight, and my mom would pack the car, and then we'd drive to Hapsburg. They'd drive all night long, and we'd get to sleep. It was so nice then. and boat all day long and all weekend, and then come back and go back to work. But they did teach us that work is important and family is important, and I think we have all learned now in our family how important every day that we have is, and you appreciate every day. And the biggest thing I think we all really saw from my dad was when my mom was sick, how he never left her side, and how she didn't need nurses or anybody because he did everything for her and took care of her all the way to the end. And then when she was gone, it was so hard for our family, and my dad was so lonely, and we would all call him every day and stick together. And then he met Marie, and we're so happy to have Marie, because now my dad feels like he can do things again, and we're all a family again, and it's just nice to see him happy. And so we love that she's a part of our family, and her family too. And it's just nice that everybody to be here and everybody that came. And I also wanted to say to my brother and Mary, what a wonderful party they put on for everybody, and how much they worked, and I'm sure they had so much fun, but it's really fun for me because I just have to go and see everybody, and we love you all, and we're so thankful that my dad is here, and we're all happy, and our family's together, and someone else needs to be brave and come up and say something.